Welcome to Scrapple TV.
Hey, I'm an Apo of the Panic Hour here for Scrapple TV. I'm here with the band Galvanize. Pete, Scott, welcome. How are you guys?
Good, thanks.
Well,
Good. Now, there's only two of you, huh, in Galvanize?
Yep.
that's all you get.
That's it, huh?
Dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. Okay, so you guys are a Philadelphia-based band. You're releasing your first full-length record in the next few weeks. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
It's actually out
Is it
today,
out today?
yeah, which is April 2nd for all those who are watching this in the future. It's just a kind of collection of songs that Scott and I wrote together and vibed on together, mixing our various influences and inspirations.
Who would you say those influences and inspirations are?
Well, we have a lot of shared influences, and I think that's kind of been one of the places that we've been able to kind of develop this collaboration, which is a lot of bands from the kind of 90s rock, Soundgarden and Queens of the Stone Age, who are still active today, but originating from kind of a previous musical era, and industrial rock like Nine Inch Nails and
Some dancey stuff.
some dancey stuff. So yeah, I mean, all those previous references are kind of our rock side, and then we also have an element that's electronic music, because we use a lot of electronic sequenced music in our performance, which is really influenced from the Chemical Brothers and Prodigy and a little bit of Daft Punk.
Like the heavier side of electronica.
You're going to be going out and doing some shows on the road in support of this record as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bringing it out to other places on the East Coast?
Yeah, we're just about to embark on a small East Coast tour just to promote the album.
So the record was recorded at Lorelei Studios at Underground Arts. Underground Arts has been a home for you guys in so many ways. Tell us a little bit about the recording experience there.
It was fairly quick, actually. We were pretty tight with the tunes. By the time we went in there, we went in and just knocked out 10 tracks in 2 days. And then once we had the drums where we wanted them, Pete kind of took those tracks and painted over the top of it with some sequences and some like bass pads. And then of course, he spent a lot of time working on guitars at Lorelei. I did about, what, two days of guitars and vocals. And yeah, I mean, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, and that relationship between you guys in the studio, you think the camaraderie from the live show just crossed right over into the studio, you know, because, I mean, it's going to be easy to work just two guys. You don't have to deal with other personalities. You know, that probably is more of a plus for you guys than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an even number.
Yeah.
So there's not like a trio where there's like two people against one or,
Yeah.
you know, something like that. So we work really well together like that.
The new album is called Gold Rush Ritual. Is there anything behind that title?
Well, I mean, it's just a phrase that came into my mind when I was writing a song called Gold Rush Ritual, which is the title track of the album. And it's the song itself is a critique of our current power structure in capitalist society. And Gold Rush Ritual is the practice that is conditioned into us in our society to kind of accumulate as much as possible, just like they did during the actual gold rush in
So
California.
the idea that it's just become so ingrained in the American spirit to just be chasing the dollar bill that kind of it's just what it is now.
Well, I wouldn't. First of all, I would say it's beyond the American spirit. I would say it's the capitalist West experience, and it's about exploitation of things that aren't necessarily supposed to be encapsulated into a market economy. And I think that it's basically the critique is talking about societal tendency to go in, kind of bring everything into a marketable product, whether it's a mountain or coal or anything, natural resources or labor, and just and turn it into something that can be sold, even if the effects, the residual effects of that have devastating consequences to communities and society in general.
Some of the songs do have a political connotation. Do you think that it's hard to, you know, to convey that through music nowadays? Because I like to think that in the 60s you have guys like Bob Dylan that were constantly, you know, pushing, you know, the agenda of, you know, the underprivileged or, you know, people that were underrepresented. You guys don't shy away from that. Do you think that it's important that that returns as an element of what people are doing with music?
Yeah, I mean, we have there's no intention of preaching whatsoever in our music. There is definitely, lyrically, the music is definitely touching on issues that I find important when I write the lyrics, and if that forms a kind of inspiration, then that's definitely going to come through the lyrics. And I really think that as opposed to preaching to people, it could be an opportunity for people to kind of see that there's somebody that's thinking like them, and then maybe that'll allow them to relate to the music. But we're not looking to necessarily change anybody's mind about things, because art plays a really significant and important role in doing that. But there are definitely other important channels for that kind of transitional process to occur, I think.
So guys, why don't you let everyone know where they can check out your music and your website, all that stuff?
The best place to find our music is on Bandcamp. So the URL for that is galvanize.bandcamp.com, and you can download our music for free on that, and connect with us onto our kind of social media channels and our SoundCloud and stuff like that. And you can always come to Underground Arts and see us play, or anywhere else in Philadelphia or along the East Coast for now.
You guys are involved with a project in Philadelphia called Get Lucid. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Get Lucid is a artist and activist community collective that throws kind of quarterly fundraisers for different organizations, grassroots social service and activist organizations in Philadelphia. I've been involved in organizing that, and it's also a place where artists who are really concerned with things that are going on in the Philadelphia community, it's a platform for those artists to express themselves. And so we've been one of the artists who have been able to really be involved with Get Lucid and the parties that they throw.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes.